Okay, so let's take a look at how you can create Azure database for PostgreSQL. And once we create that instance, we will be able to connect to Azure Data Studio. So first thing, go to Azure portal, and then second thing, we are going to create this instance by going to services, all services, then database, then you have Azure database for PostgreSQL server. Right, as you can see, I already have one instance, but to show you the process, I will try and create a new one. Click on create, and here you get like multiple options to create the deployment of PostgreSQL database server. First being flexible server, second single server, and third Azure Arc enabled server. Right, so flexible is the option that most of us are going to use because we want to use it for, or let's say, ground up or from scratch, then we add up the database. In single server option, you basically use it for any existing application, you just want to migrate them to this new server. Then Arc enabled is something specific to Azure Arc service, so it's not relevant in my case, so I'm leaving that option. Now if you check the Cosmos DB option, so this would be a only good fit if you have some of the NoSQL data from existing PostgreSQL that you are migrating to Cosmos DB, right? But that is not the case for us, so we will go with flexible server option and we will click create. Right, so here you can see left hand side shows you the configuration. Immediately to the right you have options for your server. Here cost goes to 11,360, so it seems like they have picked some of the costliest configuration for us. If you let them, that will happen. So here you will have to manually choose something low. So to reduce the price, you have workload type, which is production, then it will go cost, then production large size, it will go even higher. As you can see, it has gone up to like 18,000 or so. That we don't want either, so we will go to development and the cost will reduce down to 1,263. Now we will try and check the server name. You can add something that matches, right? So we picked some random names, and next thing we will also configure the computer and storage. And here you have like one CPU and you have specific amount of gigabyte of storage to choose from. Just save that and then move. Right, coming back to your option of authentication, you pick the PostgreSQL authentication. Right, add the username, password, and then simply review and create. That should work as well. Right, now the thing is, once we go through this method, we will have to see what happens. So basically you get your own deployment. Right, I'm coming out of this because I already have instance, so no need to press that review and create. Right, now here you see I already have instance, I have server name and login name. Right, I also have the password to check on, so we are good to go. Right, now few more things to check is networking. Make sure to add your IP in whitelist in firewall rules. Right, you can do this here. Right, make sure to save the settings after that. Then you also have to check whether you want to create the database here or through your external applications like Azure Data Studio. Correct. Now you also have connection strings to explore, just in case if you are creating the app and want to go to app development quicker. Right now, with all things done, we are ready to connect. Right, so we will use this server name, login name, and then use that with Azure Data Studio. So I will type in Azure Data Studio and this should open. Right, and always pay attention to whether your server is running or it is stopped. So unless you really want it to stop, make sure to check the status which is running or available. Right, and I will also show you how to delete this instance as well. Now let's take a look at our Azure Data Studio. Right, so I will get rid of any previous connections. I will also remove the terminal. Here you can see I have welcome page where I can make new connection. Right, so before that, what I can do is I will just use extensions area for PostgreSQL, and here you see we have Azure Postgres migration and extension for Azure Data Studio for Postgres. So simply click install. Okay, once installed, we will go for connecting to the server part. Okay, so once installed, we can go here for connection. We will simply click on new connection here, and I can clear my existing connection list and then go for browse. Let's go to connect to Azure. You can also refresh all account. Right, and when you are refreshing, make sure to check the connection type. As you can see, there is PostgreSQL. Right, so if I use this sign in option, it will show me any existing account that we have. It will load and auto populate this, which makes connecting easier. Right, so let's take a look at that. So as you can see, it is loading the subscription. Right, so if it doesn't auto populate this, then that means I will have to manually fill everything out. Right, so let's go there and pick the server name. Right, now comes the password part. Add the password, and then next would be to simply click on connect. Okay, so now once you filled out the details, you are good to go with connecting your PostgreSQL instance to Azure Data Studio. Do note that few things are important here. You have to make sure to either use disabled mode for SSL, or you can even allow it. Right, you can also use compression if there is one such enabled at Azure end. You can also download and use SSL certificate, for which you can take a look at networking part, and you can click on this particular SSL certificate button. That should download the certificate and also helps in establishing the connection. Right, so pretty much we have managed to cover the part for. Okay, as you can see, I have added all the details. Now the next thing is going to click advanced, and here within SSL root certificate file name, I will just have to track the SSL that I downloaded from Azure portal, and then going to networking, you will find it here as download SSL certificate. Once you do that, just locate it to a place where you can easily access that. Right, so I will just copy it as a path and go here and use SSL root certificate file name. Make sure to remove the quotes because otherwise it will create a problem. Now keep the SSL mode to prefer, click OK, and now click connect. And as you can see, we just connected to our PostgreSQL database, right? Now here what I will do is I will just show you simple database creation so that you get the idea. Now I will right click, refresh to see all these previously created database. Now we can do one thing is we can create a new query on existing. If you want, you can basically just click on new query, select all from, let's see, Postgres. Let's see what it shows. So it seems like that table doesn't exist, so I will have to check what table we have. So we have cron job table, so let's do that, right? Just to verify that we are connected. Otherwise, as you can see, this is the table. So we are connected and we are running the show here inside Azure Data Studio. Okay, so for those who have query regarding the port change part, you can go to networking section of that deployment, and here if you scroll to the bottom you will see firewall rules. You allow every public access from Azure service within Azure to this server. Also you will find that you can add current IP address and IP range from 00 to end of IP address in that case. So that also works. I mentioned this earlier as well. These two rules need to be set, and once you set that, make sure to save this, and also you will have to restart the PostgreSQL server, because often what happens is that we try and apply those changes, but unless they restart that, it won't push through.